Welcome to the Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Insightful and witty commentary, probing interviews, and detours from the beaten path.
Every once in a while, we have to bring out the big dog.
Yeah.
Oh, God help us. It's time for Danny Unleashed. Sponsored by Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. Go to eastonroofing.com for more.
You heard of Danny Unleashed, brought to you by our friends at Easton Roofing. Kansas City's best, whether it's your home or your business. Lots of storms, lots of damage. Some of that damage is stuff that won't really affect you until we get to the cold months. So if you've got an older roof, if you had a limb fall on it, and there's no leak right now, but you're just not quite sure, Easton Roofing. Inspections are free. Estimates are free with Easton Roofing. No payment collected until you're 100% satisfied. No one-size-fits-all roofing bid. No, Easton Roofing will work with you to make sure that you get the bid that's perfect for what it is your roof needs, whether that's a repair or a new roof, whether it's your home or your business. Getting you back to life, getting you back to business faster. That's Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. We welcome one Dan Clinkscale, who's ready to attend a Wimbledon party.
Yeah.
Because he's dressed in all white.
I am in all white, indeed. I don't know the results of the matches today. My wife's been very enthusiastic about the Wimbledon. I used to host a Wimbledon party back in the day. Strawberries and cream and champagne at 8 o'clock in the morning, you know.
Really?
Like you do. For a few years I did that.
When I think Danny, I think high society.
Back in the heyday, you know, when it was Borg and McEnroe and, you know, some Americans were actually good.
30 years before this kid was born? Is that what you're talking about?
I think that, 84 tennis majors since the last time an American has made the semifinals.
They had
a quarterfinalist.
The one kid, he was in a 5-setter.
Yeah.
And had a shot at it.
It'd be nice if he could actually move, but he's a big galump of a fella. But, you know, like Medvedev is a big guy, but he can move around. And Fritz is a good player, but
he doesn't. Yeah,
he's not real mobile.
Was it Roddick?
Not tons.
It might have been Roddick. Yeah, I think it was Roddick.
Was it that U.S. He won a U.S. Open, I think.
I think Roddick might have been the last semifinalist. I think that's right.
The timing would check out.
And I think that was actually a thing when he was one of the original hosts of the Best Damn Sports Show or That Damn Sports Show. What was it called?
Oh, the one with Roseanne's husband?
With Roseanne's husband and everything. He was one of the original hosts of that, and that was one of the ways that they would bill him. And that has been gone for like 20 years.
Yeah, well, 84, that would be 21 years, and that would be Roddick's time.
Right, so they
goes
were
back to 84.
They were saying
no, 84 majors.
Straight majors,
and that would be 21 years.
21 years.
So that'd be Roddick's time.
Yeah, when Chris McKendry was talking to the McEnroes today before the matches,
they mentioned that,
which is just great. You know, I had a bunch of stuff TVR'd, and the match had already started, and I sat there and watched while I was working out the two McEnroes talk tennis for 15 minutes.
Oh, they're great.
Before I even started, you know, and.
If you like, I don't watch, you know, I'm not watching the Miami Open.
Right.
But the 4 Grand Slams.
Oh, it's good.
I love it.
It's good
great
sport.
Television.
It is
especially
great.
this time of year.
Right.
And I like, you know, the U.S. Open butts up against the NFL. Like the NFL gets going, and we got preseason football and everything. But
yeah, usually the NFL would take. CBS the second window would be the U.S. Open.
Would be the U.S. Open
instead of NFL.
And lately, though, the last few years when the Royals stink, it's like, good. I got something I want to watch tonight. I'll watch the U.S. Open, and it's on. And even though it's on the East Coast, they play late.
Yeah, they do
in the U.S. Open, and so you get great nighttime entertainment. But I do enjoy the French and the Wimbledon being on during the day when I'm doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like you said, you get on the elliptical or you're doing whatever, and there it is. You got live sports.
Right.
I wish we had more of that.
And I think that John McEnroe is in the running for the best sports analyst ever. I mean, whoever you want to bring up is, you know, John Madden or, you know, people like that. I think he's among the best. Now, for some people, they probably, you know, he's New Yorkish. There's no question about that. He's John McEnroe, but he's enthusiastic. He loves tennis. He's willing to be critical.
Oh, yeah, he's great. I agree with you.
If you have an opportunity, I know it's on YouTube because I've watched it, Martin Short used to put together a character named Jiminy Glick and interview various celebrities, and it's hilarious. There's on YouTube Jiminy Glick interviewing John McEnroe, and it is fantastic.
Gold. I can imagine it was gold.
It is fantastic.
I mean, today was great because they were taking him down memory lane because it's the anniversary of, I think, the Borg-McEnroe match, today is. And so he was talking about some tough losses, and then at the end he fake cried, and it was hysterical. It was very funny. So, anyway.
I do remember when he finally got by Borg.
Right.
He's like, he's won enough of them.
Right.
That was one of his comments.
Well, he said they were asking him about, he was the last person who won the singles and the doubles at Wimbledon in the same year. And they were asking these guys if...
was his brother his doubles partner? I can't remember.
No, his doubles partner was named Peter Fleming.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who actually won the NCAA doubles championship with one of my best friends from high school.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Anyway, so he was talking about how they asked, do you think that's going to happen again? And both of them said no, the McEnroes, because the best singles players don't play doubles anymore. And McEnroe said that epic match with Borg, the fact that he had played doubles... He had played singles and doubles the day before because of rain delay, and he said after the 18-16, epic tiebreaker, he said he was done. He was out of gas. He thought that playing the doubles had cost him maybe that match.
Yeah.
And then he did fake crying again. It was funny. So anyway, it was great. By the way, about 7 or 8 years ago, a movie came out called Borg versus McEnroe, and it's really good.
Is it? I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
I've seen it on it's on Netflix, I think.
I would think so. And the tennis is done well. Shia LaBeouf plays McEnroe, and he's great. And the guy who plays Borg is excellent. And Borg's actual son plays young Borg.
So he's like Ice Cube Jr.
Yeah.
Who plays Ice Cube.
Yes.
In
yes, exactly.
In Straight Outta Compton.
Or what's his name's son is playing young Tony Soprano, isn't he?
Who?
Gandolfini's kid, I think.
That's who played him in that movie?
I thought it was.
Oh, really? Wow, news to me.
7 degrees of separation here on Danny Unleashed.
Danny, is it okay if we start with some Royals?
Sure bet. You know how much I love baseball. All things baseball.
Are you sold that MJ Melendez is fixed?
No.
When you look at it, does
answer?
it really look that different than what we saw before? Like, to me, MJ Melendez is potentially the definition of process versus results.
No question.
I don't know that the process has changed. I know the process is fixed. The results are just better, and he seems that this is.
Well, this is a pretty good run.
This is the best month of his career.
Yeah, this is a good run
historically.
I mean, this is a good run. Our friend David Lesky wrote about that today in his newsletter, which is a great take for anybody. I'm sure you've mentioned that on a segment before, Inside the Crown.
I'll even name it,
right.
Danny.
Yes.
Inside the Crown.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been a good run for the outfield, and one of the things he was pointing out. Now, I don't watch MJ Melendez and have any confidence. I mean, to me, if you get it 95 plus at the letters, he can't deal with it, period. I mean, the other day he got a big double in a key situation, and the guy just beat him with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, at the top of the zone, which is he just can't hit it, period. He can't. And then the next pitch was some slider, and he got a double, and I'm like, well, what are you doing? I mean, I'm happy for the Royals and happy for MJ Melendez, but I'm like, you're an idiot, pitcher. I mean, he just go back to it's like running a play in football until they stop it. Just do it. So,
We're 12 yards of play on this.
Right.
Well, we better run something different.
Now, there are people,
them.
There are guys who are mistake hitters and can get themselves in situations where, but when it's a fastball, that's like Paul Goldschmidt's having a bad year, okay? And what they're saying is
Paul Goldschmidt's also getting old.
Right, and what they're saying is that he's having trouble, catching up with the fastball. And, he's got that long, kind of goofy swing, which has been epically productive for a long time, but he might have to make some adjustments. I remember like Carl Yastrzemski back in the day. He used to have that bat straight up in the air, and then he played into his 40s because he lowered the bat, and so he could make a shorter stroke and catch up with the fastball. So I don't know what MJ can do, but if he can get enough breaking balls to hit, maybe he can do it.
I would love to see him I mean, there's no, like, even if he starts hitting, you're not giving this guy a long-term contract.
Right.
Right? Because, like, I remember when the Alex Gordon contract came around. And, like, at the end of 14 or 15, he was due to be paid. And I was like, well, what do you want? Do you want to, like, keep the good times rolling, or do you want to win? Because if you want to win, you're not handing this contract out.
Right.
And he didn't come close to living up to that contract. And MJ Melendez will be the same way.
Yeah.
So if he does hit, enjoy it. And really, if he ever if he starts to hit to where others will believe in it, trade him. Because there's no way. Who do you know has been a white-hot mess and then had a really long career? We can look at Alex Gordon. We can look at Mike Moustakas. We can look at Eric Hosmer, who all had their trials and tribulations to get going. None of them were playing at 37. Hosmer is what, 32?
I think,
34?
yeah. Maybe
was really done at 31 or 2.
Right.
Billy Butler, he didn't really have struggles when he came up, but he was done early. Mike Moustakas had a little more longevity than Hosmer as far as being
But also,
productive,
those guys had big-time minor league track records. And MJ
has 1 year.
Is 1 year. So, yeah, I don't know how many years, arbitration years does he have? I'd run the arbitration clock on him all the way. I mean, if they want to keep him and they can't find a suitor, or eventually maybe he'll prove us all wrong.
Melendez will be in arbitration 1 next year.
So,
and this shows him having 4 years. So he must have hit some kind of.
So he's got still 4 years of arbitration before he's free.
That's what I'm seeing on this site. Yeah.
Well, so 3 or 4 years. Yeah, that to me, he's just somebody who. Just read the tea leaves, and then he's getting to the point where maybe he's going to cost you $12 million in arbitration. You're like, no, I don't think so.
I don't think he's going to. He's obviously not. I know you mean on down the road, but
right.
But here's the interesting thing: is like Isbell's already ready for arbitration next year. So you got to start paying guys that you're still going. I'm not sure what they are.
Right, and to the point we're making here, Isbell has hit pretty well for a while now.
I would love if Melendez hits and you're fine with what Isbell is. But you can't have a hole in left field and then have an all-defense center fielder.
Right. Isbell doesn't have to hit like MJ Melendez has to hit to be worthwhile.
But you can't have a no-hit left fielder next to Isbell.
Well, you also can't have a no-hit third baseman, which is what they've got right now.
Well, yes.
So you can't have these. Now, you're really in a good spot because you have a world-class hitting shortstop, although does anybody not have one? I mean, it's getting to the point where there's so many of these good shortstops who can do everything. But anyway, that's becoming almost an offensive position in some regards. But no, usually, but they've got the shortstop who can do everything, and they've still got a catcher half the time.
I think they've got a catcher all the time that's super productive.
Right.
Fermin hits too.
Yeah, because Fermin is hitting too. So you've got two positions that historically are not necessarily offensive positions covered with offense, but they're trying to do it in an odd way. And right now, Vinny Pasquantino's kind of in the middle. He's running around there with a low 700 OPS, now certainly better for quite a while, but as a first baseman, that's not ideal. So there are a lot of interesting things to weigh for the Royals. But what we do know is that they continue to just pop up and sweep a doubleheader against the Cardinals, which has made this week. I mean, they can literally go to Boston and get swept, and the week hasn't been a disaster. Now, it's not what you want, but going into the 5 games, I was up on give me 2 and 3. Give me 2 and 3 in this 5-game stretch going into Cardinals and Red Sox. Well, they got the 2 now. I certainly, the ideal situation wouldn't be to lose the 3 to the Red Sox, the team you're trying to pursue. But still, the Cardinals are the hottest team in baseball going into that doubleheader since Mother's Day. And the Red Sox have been playing great ball. They're 19-7 in their last 26 or something like that.
You got me thinking who all is due for arbitration. They've got, like I said, Isbell and Melendez. Where are we at on Vinny? Vinny's got 1 more year before arbitration.
Where are we on Singer?
He starts getting paid. Arb 3 of 4.
Good timing by him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bubich is in 3 of 4, and so they qualified for the extra. Kyle Wright's in 2